Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we're back with more Yu-Gi-Oh! News. Apologies if I look like a wet napkin this morning. I am about to go ahead and clean myself up right after this video, so apologies for that, but I gotta fit it in sometime. So yeah, here we go. We have the final Rescue Ace card. Very excited for this. I think Rescue Ace definitely has some potential. Some of their cards result in like some really crazy payoffs, especially their boss monster that sets 4 of their in-archetype spells and traps. Just so crazy. But yeah, let's get into it. We have our final guy. He's a firefighter here. Of course, this is Rescue Ace Intruder. He's a fire warrior effect monster, level 4. 18 for the stats. Very beefy for a level 4 for sure. And both of those attacks are hard once per turn. Also, Fire Warrior, got to keep that in mind. So he is a Rhoda target. He is also a Infernoble Arms Durendal target as well. So searchable in both of those fashions. First effect here. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 Rescue Ace trap from your deck to your hand. Okay, so we already had one of the other firefighters that just adds you a spell, I believe, from deck to hand. We also have the Hydrant, which I believe adds any monster to hand. So you also throw this card in the mix, which adds you any trap. Pretty interesting. Almost gives me the feeling of like Punk at this point. Like kind of, they had Wagon, they had Madam Spider, and they had the, obviously, Xiamen, and so all of them search different things in the archetype, but they all take your normal summon. So maybe this deck is kind of just waiting on like the emergency teleport equivalent for the deck to kind of just help you get these all out in the same turn, but we'll see. So very cool. Next up here, we move to the second effect here. When your opponent activates a monster effect on field, specifically, quick effect, you can tribute this card from your hand or field. Why is this not... Why? What is going on with this? Okay, here we go. You can tribute this card from your hand or field, then target a Rescue Ace monster in your graveyard except for itself, and special summon it. So even has that hand trap effect, kind of similar to the other guy. I don't remember his name, but whatever. Still pretty good. I mean, listen, this does take you... you do need to set up first. You do need to put a Rescue Ace monster in the grave, so that is definitely something important to note. That it isn't live on your opponent's turn 0, but as the duel goes on, this card does become like a pretty cool card, as well as the fact that it's like an 18 body, and if your opponent tries to mess with it with a monster effect that's activating on field, you'd be able to just chain this card and tag it out for something engraved. So you do have like that inherent dodge capability, and the fact this can activate from hand as well as field is really, really nice value. So all in all, I like this card. When we look at the traps that the archetype has access to, I believe one of them essentially works like... what's that trap card we got that was like mediocre? Warning Point, I think is the name, where it like negates a monster's effects, says it can't be used as link material for, or a link material, exceed material, whatever, for like extra deck monsters, and it can attack all at once. So it's a pretty good like kind of stop, like just kind of wall on a monster, even from being able to like extend through with that monster, blink it off, whatever, synchro it off, whatever. It's pretty cool. The other one I think is a Destruction, that if you also control Hydrant, like says your opponent can't activate any more effects with cards with that name for the rest of the turn, which is pretty cool. Even stuff that floats, like just literally won't float off of that, which is solid. It's just like a Dryden effect. So you have some useful cards, but again, it's a trap searcher. It's slow. It's not that quick. You're going to have to search something, then set it, and then wait for it to be live. I believe both of the traps in the archetype require you to have a Rescue Ace monster on field. Oh, the fly! Requires you to have a monster on field. A Rescue Ace specifically to keep them live. So like obviously there are ways for people to bait out stuff on those, which you obviously don't want to fall for there. But all in all, I think it's a good card. I think it's a nice addition. The deck to me still feels like it's probably going to lack some consistency, as well as if anybody actually knows what the deck does, if they just wait for you to summon the big boy and negate him, you literally don't have a payoff in the deck. It just feels like that is the deck's only win condition, is resolving him to set 4. And if you don't resolve him to set 4, you probably just aren't doing enough. So I'd like to see some alternate win conditions. Maybe they're already out there. There's no restrictions on this archetype whatsoever, so we can potentially tech in pretty much whatever we want, have these other win conditions somewhere else. I don't know, but I'm just throwing out, I'm just spitballing here. at this point. But still cool, nonetheless. I'm still excited to see what people come up with here. I don't know if this card necessarily moves the needle a ton for me, but it is a nice card. It'll definitely see play in the archetype, even if it's just a one-off that you can kind of get access to via Durendal, via Rhoda, via whatever else you want to play. We'll still probably take that at the end of the day. But yeah, pretty cool. I like it. I like this archetype a lot. Can't wait to see what support comes down the line for them. I think that's what it's going to come down to. But Konami's kind of been going in. If you look at the past deck build pack with like Exorcisters, awful on release. Absolutely awful. Still awful after Magnifica, and then finally became like a legit top 5 archetype in the game right now after we finally got their third wave of support, which is great. And so it shows Konami cares. It shows Konami's willing to push things. We've also seen it with Punk. Punk now was almost unplayable as a pure deck for a while, and now they've gotten these multiple extenders as well as like the new spell and synchro from the new set. Like this as a pure deck is like really cool. So we'll have to see. I do think there are ways they can work with this. Maybe some extra monsters would be nice, but I guess these guys can't take advantage of some of the generic ones anyway, so it's just going to depend. But I'm here for it. Very cool archetype. Well, those are my thoughts. Let me know yours down below. I really want to know where you guys are on this archetype. It seems like this is being like a fan favorite archetype. A lot of people love the aesthetic of it. I'm just more curious on how much potential you really think they have at this point in time, but we'll see. And then we're literally like a week away from the OCG getting this set, so we're going to get the final Peruri card as well as the final Mikanko card in the next week, which I'm also excited to see. But yeah, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe to the channel if you have not yet and you want to see more stuff like this news-wise from your boy, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.